Hey there, I'm Zack with Fast Tracks, and today we're going to look at one of my favorite marketing modules, Uplifts. Let's get going. So in Control Center, we're going to navigate to Signage and then Uplifts. And then here we have a list of all of our uplifts. So what an uplift is it's a sale interruption. The purpose of it is to let the customer know what's going on. This could be a sale or a promotion, and it gives the cashier a script to read. That way the cashier doesn't forget the details and we know that they're following it. To help make it more fun, we've gamified it. So there's win and lose buttons on the uplift. It promotes the cashier's self-esteem to make them want to win. Additionally, you can assign an image to be displayed on the customer-facing screen to also pass more details to the customer there. Uplifts commonly contain spiffs or commissions to incentivize the cashiers even further. So let's look at how to set one up. Inside the Signage Uplifts module, we can choose Add New or one of the existing ones to edit. Once in the details, you'll have a name and clerk message. The clerk message is the script I mentioned earlier. So this is verbatim what you want your cashier to say and shows up on screen whenever the trigger items are scanned. Moving on to options, first field's the trigger value. This is how many of the trigger items need to be on the sale before the uplift is triggered. Commonly this is 1. However, there are cases where you'd want this to be greater than 1. For instance, if you were pushing a promotion for buy 9 cigars, get the 10th free, you probably wouldn't want to trigger this if there was only 1 or 2 cigars on the transaction. You probably want to wait till there's 4 or 5 or even 6 on there before you pop up the uplift message. Next is the spiff amount. If there's a spiff or commission tied to this, you can enter that here, and it can either be a flat dollar value or a percentage. Next is the win minimum quantity. As I mentioned earlier, we've tried to gamify these to make them more fun. And this is how many of the items do they have to purchase before they've won. Finally, you have your discount options. Here you have the discount amount. That can be either a dollar amount or percentage, as well as the discount selection. And this could be either all items or a subset of items. You can also choose whether or not this uplift requires loyalty to win. Next, you can define the schedule. As with most things, in addition to the start and end date, you can also choose more granular times, such as Tuesdays from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And finally, you would define which items go in this uplift. So we have 2 types of items. We have trigger items and list items. The trigger items are which items actually trigger the uplift, and the list items are which items they have to buy to win the uplift. Now, in some cases, these could be the same items. In other cases, you may want to trigger on a competitor's item in order to get the customer to switch to your brand. As I mentioned, you can also pair this with an advertisement that shows on the customer-facing screen. On the right side, you can choose the advertisement. You can choose between one of the pre-built advertisements in Control Center, or you can choose to upload your own. You can also choose which locations get this uplift through Manage Assignments. Now that we have our uplift configured in Control Center, let's take a look at the store level. If I ring up the item in the quantity we specified during uplift setup, you'll see the sale gets interrupted. Here, I can see the script to read, as well as any commission earned and discount that will be applied. By putting the script in the cashier's face, they're going to say what we want them to say and make sure to get all the details right. If applicable, the customer-facing screen will also show any advertisements we had configured. Once I've read the script to the customer, we've gamified the screen with win and lose buttons. If I choose win, at that point it will ask me to add the applicable items to the sale. Now it's told me I've won this uplift. Now let's head back to Control Center and look at the results. Once your uplift campaign ends, there are quite a few reports in Control Center to see how effective it was. Let's take a look at some of them. Once logged in, we'll navigate to Point of Sale, Reports, Sales Reports. From here, we can look at either Uplift Sales or Uplift Transactions. Under Uplift Sales, there are various summary and detailed reports You can filter by uplift, employee, location, etc. The Uplift Transaction Report is a more detailed report. It's going to show the exact details of every Uplift transaction in your filter. So that's it for Uplifts. Thanks for stopping by.